My name is Ellie Hill. I'm the Executive Director of the Poverello Center. Some of you just saw in the slideshow basically a year of our life at the POV. And more importantly, you saw a year in the lives of the most undesirable Missoulians, the poorest and the homeless Missoulians that we live with. These folks at the POV, they're often mentally and physically disabled. There's a lot of dirty kids, a lot of single moms, a lot of elderly widows. There's a shocking number of homeless veterans. And now there's an increasing number of everyday people that you probably know, and these are the working poor. Last year, we saw many of our clients die, like Varmint, who died in an alley behind Morton's. A Native American homeless vet named Ed who drowned in the Clark Fork River after he languished on our waiting list to get into the Valor House for over 6 months. I will say the Valor House, which is a transitional housing facility for homeless veterans, the waiting list for that right now is 56 veterans. They wait for over 6 months, and they all wait at the POV. And I will tell you that the Poverello Center, if you'd ever like to come get a tour, is a really disgusting, overcrowded place. And to try to stay sober there for a lot of these vets means that they routinely fail. The Ryman Street facility is awful, and I assure you that it is no place to succeed. At the Ryman Street shelter right now, there is one staff member for every 72 to 100 clients. It's daily triage there, and it happens 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We're never closed. We do the best we can with almost no money. At the Joseph Residence, which is transitional housing for homeless families with children, the waiting list right there is 41 homeless families. And while they wait, they sleep in cheap hotels and out of their cars, right here in Missoula. These kids go to school with your children, and I guarantee you do not know they're homeless. And it's getting worse. I've been at the Poverello for 3 years, and it's been getting worse in the last 6 months exponentially. The economic crisis and the number of foreclosures, coupled with a painful decrease in financial contributions to all the nonprofits here in Missoula and nationwide, has created the perfect storm. I'm telling you this because with a very heavy heart, we are telling you that the Poverello Center has now reached a head where we can't meet the demand of this community any longer. In 6 months, from January to June of 08 compared with January to June of 09, we served 80% more homeless veterans than we did the year before. 47% more homeless men, 130% more homeless families with children. And again, we do this 24 hours a day. We do need your support desperately. I do want to say in closing, as we do reflect on this past year, because you know I get up here every year, but this year in particular, I do want to reflect that the Poverello Center is no doubt beloved by this community. We're routinely voted Missoula's best nonprofit. We've been voted the best place to volunteer. And despite the fact that I am a lawyer, and I've never actually protested anything, we continue to win Missoula's best activists. The effusive praise for the Poverello Center is a blessing, and we do recognize that, because with that effusive praise comes a vocal and constant scrutiny that is often personally upsetting to both my staff and to our families and to our board. Some people truly hate the Poverello Center. They hate us with such an angry, visceral reaction that they write letters to us, and this year left notes on my car and at my home. I'm going to read you some comments that were on the Missoulians website after a recent article they published on the proposed panhandling ordinance. These anonymous postings read, "We should bulldoze the POV. you should round up all the people at the POV and put them in a camp on the Idaho border, burn down the POV, and my favorite was that the murder of Clay Salcido was a good way to solve homelessness. And I'm not making those up. And so that's why I guess tonight, as we do start on a capital campaign to hopefully build a good and appropriate facility for the region, I want to say that I know unequivocally that this intolerance represents a real minority of Missoulians. And so on behalf of my tireless staff at the POV and the board of directors, we'd like to thank the people that keep us going. So our staff, Aaron Fowler from the Joseph Residence, please stand up. When I read your name, if you just keep standing. When I read your name, if you could just keep standing. Nathan Hoyme, he's the director of our veterans program. This weekend's his 5th year at the POV. Kristen, Shark Attack Border, where are you? Stevie Wick, my right-hand woman and development director. Kevin Johnson, volunteer for the Tessa Johnson, the director of the Salcido Center. Derek Sherman, the board members, Dave and Sharon Armourdy, Lynn and Tom Stocking. Please stand up, you guys, and stay standing. Dave and Sharon Armourdy, Lynn and Tom Stocking. Shirley and Charlene Tierney. Bobby and Patricia Clay. Al Pills. Chris and Mary Dombrowski. Whitney and Jim Crosby. Stand up and stay standing. Tim and Cheryl Akamoff. Danielle Wozniak. Her husband, Jeff, I'm going to slaughter it, I told you I would. The rest, you heard it. Corinne and John Lund. And then I want to tell you some more. Keep standing. Don Podolsky. Don owns the flower bed, and once a week for the last 3 years, Don donates flowers to the Poverello Center because she believes homeless people deserve flowers too. So stay here. Stand up because every time we have a game from Bob plays. Mayor John Hayden. He takes every call I place to him, and he's personally kept me from going back to law firms, so you better thank Mayor Hayden for that. I'll say John Wells and everybody from MMW, and Brent Campbell too from the WGM group. John Wells and Brent, they're helping us move ahead and build that facility that's going to be new and better for this community. We owe it to them. United Way of Missoula County, please stand up and stay standing. Susan Hay Kramer, a mentor, Scott Stearns, Bob Homer, Michelle, Robert. The folks from Western Montana Mental Health, Pastor Curtis for First Baptist Church that hosts the Salcido Center. We could not do it without them. Event that I want to do, all the people from Florida, Montana, to get out the vote for our low-income people. Stand up, Mass Singer in the beginning, Emily Brock. City Councilwoman Stacy Rice, City Councilman Jason Weiner. They're always there to support the POV. Please remember them. The folks in Sunrise Rotary, stand up. We want to welcome back former Representative Kevin Fury, who just returned from Iraq. Double House Fishing Guys. All the women living in Fish today, please stand up. Now, if you plan to bid on anything tonight, please stand up. Please stand up. All right, because these are the faces of the Poverello Center. We're the voices of those dirty, undesirable bums. So I say tonight, if you want to burn us down, good luck.